Welcome, everybody, to Agency Rainmaker TV. This is the show that helps you make it rain. We're looking to help agency owners, advertising agency owners, and digital marketing agency owners, PR agency owners make it rain. In other words, fill up that sales pipeline with more right fit prospects. And to help us do it today is one of my authors, Dave Wilens. Dave, how are you today?
I'm good, Henry. How are you doing?
Well, I heard you're great. I heard that you have a waiting list to work with you. I've heard that you're spending more time with the grandkids and golf and softball, is seeing Major League Baseball parks. Is this all true?
It's all true. Yeah.
You're my hero. That's
Hey,
great.
well, someday
And
I'll help
it's
you do that.
okay, thanks. And well, it's a position we want to get a lot of people into, that
Sure.
there's a system. A system is the solution when it comes to sales. So first, Dave, in your career, tell us who did you help?
Oh
Who do
God.
you help now on those when they can get you? Who do you help?
So I've worked with about 45 different companies over the years, everything from small businesses to some of the biggest businesses like Caterpillar and Cisco Foods and the NFL and some of their teams. But I really focus a lot on the smaller to medium-sized business, those businesses that we might say have a little bit more than a lifestyle business, and they're trying to grow, but they just can't let go of all the moving parts in the business that they need to have people do. And when they entrust somebody, especially a salesperson, you can't trust them. So how do you get them to do that?
There you go.
Systems.
Well, that's why I had you on. We're really helping agencies with 5 to 200 employees, and for 2 out of 3, filling that sales pipeline is their biggest pain. And for half of them, finding time to do business development is a pain. So when you were working with people and when you're working with them now, what are you doing for them? What are you helping get into place?
Well, the first thing, and it's the first thing that I did in my business when COVID hit and shut down commerce, and that is I rebranded. And then I hired a marketing team, all outsourced. And they got me out on the world stage for, gosh, I was working from 5 in the morning till 11 at night. I had clients all the way from the Netherlands to Australia. So that's a long time difference things. And they did that all within the first 3 or 4 months when we launched our branding.
Well, that's great to hear. Especially music to the ears, because it's part of our world that helped you. So that's so good. And it's sort of irony that I have you on this week. This is the week my new book has come out, Bringing in the Business Without Sounding Like a Salesperson. And Dave, before you get offended, because the world needs salespeople, I know a lot of professionals, attorneys and CPAs, are more offended by the word. I think agency owners are not, because we appreciate sales. We know it has to be done, but sometimes we're confused on how to do it. So here's a blatant plug. If you want to buy the book before May 7th, it's 99 cents on Kindle. Then it goes back up to regular price. Also, I'm doing a Q&A on May, let me double check the date, May 7th at 10 a.m. Pacific. It's free. We're going to talk about this for 10 minutes, and then it's Q&A for any question you have about business development, marketing with a book, marketing with a speech. And Dave, you really hit on my point of view, is that a book like your book, and we'll talk about that in a moment, is the #1 marketing tool. Speaking is the #1 sales strategy to fill the pipeline, because you engage with people, they get to sample your thinking. And as you mentioned, after COVID, it all went online. We're now living in a video world and a video life. So let's talk about how you made it rain, how you make it rain now. Tell us about the book. Tell us about the speaking.
Well, the book is real life. It's a tale. When I first talked to Henry, he told me, it's a tale. Tell people a story. They want to hear it. And I did. And it was real life story. It was about a company I was working with. Some of it was about me. Some of it was about a guy that hired me that I just couldn't get along with because he wanted me to make, 100 phone calls a week and 10 a day and da 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 da. It was just wrong. I don't use the word salesperson very often in today's world because I do a lot of intergenerational communication work. So I'm teaching young people how to speak to the old baby boomers and vice versa because there's strengths in every generation and we have to learn to talk to each other. So it's not a salesperson, it's a business development professional. So if you're an attorney or a CPA, and you're trying to promote your business, you're a business development professional. That's my word.
Tell us about the title of the book, the title we came up with.
It's Growing Rainmakers. How do we grow them? And
Yeah.
it's the hardest thing for most business owners to do, or managers, any leadership role, is to train other people. And the key is to set expectations. But you can't just set expectations because this is what I want them to do. You have to figure out, what do they want to accomplish? Why do they want to be there? Why are they the people that you're going to have grow your business and get you to the promised land of either retirement or spending more time with your family or whatever it is that you want to do? So you've got to talk to them and find out where they want to go. And then you figure out, okay, here's the system. How do I fit you and what your needs are into my system? So when I launched my branding and I was out there doing book talks online and all of this kind of stuff, I had to figure out a way to follow up on that. And so I had hired some people then that had a process to follow. Pick up the phone and call. How'd you like today's session? I would send them an email that I had a template for, and all I had to do is plug in their names. Got them in my CRM, and I followed up with them as the CRM was populated to follow my process. Once we engaged, there's a different process to go through. So they went from a cold lead to a prospect to a warm prospect and finally to a client. And it's magic.
Well, Dave, you really inspired us at our firm where Devin, who's the associate editor in chief and the VP of production, she has a lot of those first strategic calls with people. She has a lot of information to share. We also say it's a setter, so we're growing her as a rainmaker, but she's also setting it up where she'll say, well, let me get John Henry's calendar. And it's not so the rainmaker, if I'm the ultimate rainmaker, it's not, oh, I don't know if you can get an appointment with him like it's a country club approach. It's just she's being helpful and then helpful setting up. And then I'll tend to have the meaningful conversation with people where we really get down to what they want and what their options are. And I I liken it to sometimes, Dave, where I say like, well, I'm like the mechanic, we're going to have this conversation and then I'm going to give it to you in writing. And then you can talk to me and ask me any question about what's in writing. So it's just a nice system. And I always thought it was a nice metaphor you have, and obviously, um, I was impressed by it. And we came out with our book, Rainmaker Confidential, and then the agency world. Just by popular demand, people want to know how to make it rain. So I recommend your book to people. I recommend the book I did with Scott Love on Rainmaker Confidential. And Devin and I are coming out with a new book, The Agency Rainmaker, next year. Well, Dave, thanks so much for taking time out. I know Tuesday is not normally a work day for you, so I appreciate it. So thank you so much. And then so I'll sign off. Anything to add before we go?
No, it's just that while I have retired 1 day a week, I'm open to talk to people. If you need help putting systems in place, you want to have some free stuff, you can go to my website at impactsalescoach.com. We'll send you some material. I'll talk to you. If there's a waiting list to get in to see me, but right now, like I said, I've got 3 clients I work with on Thursdays that have probably about 12 people in between them all. I talk to them twice a month, each one of them, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody else.
So, just a side story, because how much I appreciate you. So I went to a special course at the Harvard Business School on managing professional service firms. And the professor told me, well, you're never going to be able to create something with a sustainable competitive advantage. And I didn't argue with him, but in my head, I said, watch me. And we've created a family that you're into. We call it the Indie Family and Friends, these more than 150 authors who are experts, and we've curated them. And they're people like you who are willing to help others, who have an abundance mindset. And you can't teach it to anybody. We have to find them, and like attracts like. So I encourage you to take Dave up on his offer, read Dave's book. The system is the solution. Well, I'll leave you with that. Well, thank you, Dave, and thanks everybody for watching. And until next time, make it rain.